Massage therapists, stop trying to book more clients. Start to incorporate add-ons and enhancements into your menu.
Massage students are really not taught to sell. They're taught to heal and taught the anatomy, physiology, how to take care of your clients like that. The selling part really comes in to help build your business and your profession. When your client says, I'm having a problem with this shoulder, or I have headaches, or I've been running a lot so my feet hurt, those are all clues. And at that point, when you know that there's a gap or they have a goal in mind and you have something that you can offer to enhance what they're needing, you're doing disservice if you're not offering it.
A lot of spas and massage therapists think that the only way that you can increase your income is by scheduling more clients, but we don't believe that's true. Trying to earn more income by booking more massages throughout the day is actually not the best route. There are only so many hours in a day and only so many services that your therapist can perform comfortably. So what happens when your schedule is already full? How can you add extra income so that your spa is profitable? Today we have Jeff St. Peters, our massage therapist, esthetician, and product development manager over the massage and body category, here to talk about add-ons and how they can help you to increase your profitability within the spa. I'm Lauren with Universal Spa Education. Welcome back, Jeff. It's good to have you.
It's great to see you again.
So Jeff, tell us, why should you try add-ons and enhancements instead of just extending how many people you serve every day?
There's a lot of things to take in consideration. One is that you only have a certain amount of hours in the day to do treatment, and you got to think about your energy levels. How well are you actually going to do when you add more services? Are you going to deplete your energy? You want to also be in this for long term. I was actually looking at the iSpa survey recently, and we see a lot of growth in regards to the amount of locations that are in the United States, the amount of treatments, the amount of revenue is increasing, but the gap is that there's not as many people going into the field. There's less massage therapists. The AMBTA was talking about how average career life is 4 to 6 years for massage therapists. People actually going into school to do massage is really plateaued. And so there's more demand, but less people doing it. So the people that are doing it need to have a longer career, right? And so if you're doing more massage, is that going to help you extend your career to do this long term? You've invested a lot of time in your education into what you're doing, and you want to do it for a long time. So adding more treatments does eventually lead to burnout if you're doing too much. And how can you do what you're doing more effectively while improving the customer experience and also creating more profits for your business?
So if a therapist is already booked out for the entire day, they cannot squeeze in any more massage clients for that day, but they still need to increase their profitability. What are their options? What does that look like?
Great question. So think about that. On average, people are doing about maybe 5 to 6 treatments a day. It's based on what the length is, what their demand is from their clients of what they want. And there's only so many hours in the day that they can actually perform those treatments. So again, that maximizes the revenue they can bring in because if they're only doing specific massages. So that's where that whole idea of enhancements and actually even retail kind of tie in. With the enhancements, you can do those within the time frame of the service, and with that you're going to be able to create a more personalized experience for your client, improving retention because you're doing something that's kind of unique and special for your customer. At the same time, you're increasing your revenue because the total spending goes up because you're charging $20, $25, $30 for an enhancement on top of the cost of the service. And usually there's no more time involved, there's just a little bit more intricacy of the treatment, and again creating an elevated treatment for the client when they're on the table.
Yeah, I love that it's dual beneficial, right? So it's beneficial to the client because they're getting a better experience within their service, but then you're also to add that profitability without taking much more time, it seems, or really wearing down your body and your resources. What makes an add-on a good option? What makes it profitable? What things should you consider when you look to add new enhancements into your spa? How do you determine that?
That's great. Some things you should think about is how complicated is the setup beforehand? Is it easy to implement into the treatment? Is there a lot of products being used? What is the cost of it? And some things there may not be a cost if you have a dry body brush. If you use it and then reuse it, clean it and reuse it, then there's really not much of a cost. It's just doing the treatment. Or you could give the body brush out as a gift with the purchase, so that adds to the overall cost. But I think how complicated is it to implement, and then what is the cost of it? The other thing is really identifying what works for your base. What kind of spa are you? What treatments are you offering? And what is going to fill the gap? Part of it, we have to look at what's going to create a better experience for your client? And what are the common things that they're asking for? Do they say, is there a lot of people that are athletes that need more therapeutic work and maybe want more massage on their feet or their back? Or can you use a hot pack on the back because they have a lot of back? Or can you use massage devices to enhance the treatments because they're running or whatever? Sometimes these enhancements help you with your treatment, meaning like if you're using a massage device, it's going to loosen the muscles prior to you actually doing the massage. So some of the work's been done for you, but you're also at the time helping the client and also helping your pocketbook.
Yeah. So if you had to pick just one enhancement, you're opening a brand new spa, it's just you need to add to your profitability, what enhancement would you choose and why?
That's a hard question there because there's so many
good options.
There's so many good options out there. When I was in the day-to-day massage world, the top things that people really loved were head and feet like that. So we did a really amazing Ayurvedic scalp treatment with frankincense and some specific massage techniques and tools in the hair and head spas coming around. So I think that's pretty common, and I think that's a great enhancement. Feet, you can always do reflexology. You can do analgesics. So there's a lot of things you can really add to the feet. There's a really cool device called the 10, which uses micro vibrations, and I've actually used that to do like reflexology points on the feet. So I think that things like that really talk to people, because who doesn't love a head or foot massage? And if they can just make the massage all that much better by meeting the client's needs.
Yeah, so the head and the feet are the money makers.
Yeah.
So we've talked about good add-ons, your favorite add-ons, but what are some add-ons that can actually maybe hurt your profitability?
If the cost per serve for the enhancement in comparison to the cost of the treatment is really high, then that could hurt. So you're doing more work for less profit. So I think that's one thing. And again, if there's something that's really complicated that uses a lot of towels, uses a lot of product, uses a lot of things that you're going to have to clean up afterwards. Example, like, so if you could do a full stone, there's a lot of work into it, like a regular stone massage. There's the bowls, the water, the towels, the cleaning the stones. There's a lot to that. But you could do, there's a lot, that has a premium price for it because you're doing stones and there's skill set that comes with it. But you could do like a stone enhancement where you're just doing the back, and so you're only going to use a couple stones that need to be cleaned up. So it's not really going to cost you that much, and it's going to be a little easier to clean than a full stone massage, but you're still increasing the value and not using all the stones. Foot treatments are great, but sometimes I remember having to do one that was like a foot wrap, and there was like 7 steps to it. There was like a hot towel, there was an exfoliation, there was a cleanse, there was a mask, like that, and it was like very complicated, and therapists didn't want to do it. They didn't enjoy it because it was very complicated to do, and it had a great outcome. The feet were amazing, but there was a lot of product and a lot of towels and a lot of things used that you had to make sure were cleaned up afterwards, and sometimes we can overcomplicate things when it can be really simple but also very effective and very enjoyable for the client.
So it sounds like our key 3 things are cost per treatment, keeping your costs low and making sure it makes sense to what you're charging, the protocol itself, how easy it is to perform, and it sounds like simplicity is best for add-ons and enhance, right? And then lastly, your cleanup. So those are the big 3 things, I would say, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, awesome. So Jeff, one of the biggest things that I hear from massage therapists is they have a difficult time recommending add-ons and enhancements because they don't want to feel like a salesperson. So how do you think you can kind of shift your mindset out of feeling salesy and instead benefiting yourself and your business and your clients?
I absolutely agree, because I know that when I went to massage school and went to aesthetic school, the curriculum was very different. Massage students are really not taught to sell. They're taught to heal and taught the anatomy and physiology, how to take care of your clients like that. The selling part really comes in, again, to help build your business and your profession. And that's pretty common. And I get it. It's scary because I felt awkward about doing it when I was doing daily massage and working with clients. But you think about, I think you're doing a disservice by not recommending, enhancements or products with your treatment. Think about this. I was telling you earlier, I went to this, this restaurant, and they had really great Brussels sprouts, and they were amazing. They were so beautiful and just flavors like that. So I'm recommending a restaurant to you because I went to that I had a great experience with. Or I saw this film and it was amazing, so if you should go see it.
Yeah.
So we do this on a daily basis with each other. If we love people and we want them to have the best, we're going to talk to our friends, our family about things that bring us joy, bring us fulfillment, or are going to enhance their experience in life and stuff. And so why do we feel that we can't do that in massage? So it should be heartfelt. Whatever we're recommending needs to come from the heart. So it really is about the client consultation is the biggest part. That communication is where you can get the most information. And so when your client says, I'm having a problem with this shoulder, or I have headaches, or I've been running a lot so my feet hurt, those are all clues. And at that point, when you know that there's a gap or they have a goal in mind and you have something that you can offer to enhance what they're needing, you're doing disservice if you're not offering it. If you have a reflexology enhancement and somebody's been running all day and their feet hurt, or that you can do something that's going to give more attention to their feet where they want it, then you're doing a disservice by not telling them about it. Or if you have a product, your neck hurts and you always use Yoga Balm on your neck, and then you don't tell them that you have Yoga Balm, the miracle worker for shoulders. Then
Right.
the thing is, the customers, like with retail, in the fact they're going to go somewhere to buy a product. They might buy a cheap product from a drugstore that's not effective or active, when you can offer them something that's actually really going to help them and benefit them. There shouldn't be a reason. So that's one way, is typically the communication during the consultation is where you find keys that are going to help give you options to provide for your customer base. You got to think of the types of spas. There's independent practitioners, there's day spas, there's resort spas. And so you got to think about the communication with the customer at the time. So if they phone in, letting the customer know we have these enhancements, or the front desk when they check them in, also letting them know these are enhancements. And because people will tell you why they're there. I came to the spa for this reason. It's like, oh, did you know we have this as an option that you can use in your treatment? So you can upsell during that time. Or even on the consultation form, I've seen where they actually put, would you like your therapist to discuss these enhancements to your treatment, on the consultation form, so the client could decide whether or not they want to talk about it. So you got to think about, again, communication. It's all those key points where you're talking with your client stuff of where you find gaps and opportunities to help service them better and give them what they need and elevate that experience they have.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, don't gatekeep your enhancements.
Yeah, exactly.
Share those wonderful products and those wonderful treatments with your clients who really could benefit from them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you want to hear more from Jeff on how to switch out of that feeling like a salesperson while you are recommending those enhancements and add-ons, make sure you watch our other video. We'll link it below. Okay, Jeff, so last question. For people who are watching this video, they're probably looking for enhancement ideas. They're looking for new ideas, fresh ideas. Maybe they're opening for the first time. So with your experience, where should they start? How should they start looking at enhancements, building those protocols? What are your recommendations as a seasoned massage therapist?
Where to start? So you want to take a look at what's being offered in your area, and that will give you some inspiration and ideas of things you could add to your treatment. Are there gaps? Are there things that you enjoy as a massage therapist to do but that nobody else is offering? There's lots of education out there. Or is there something you enjoy that's special or unique, some part of your training that could be implemented as a individual type service to what you're offering? One thing I think that we don't think about is that there's value to the education and training that you have. Like that, people are paying for your education and your knowledge to how to treat them when they have specific things. And so don't give it all away. People are willing to pay you for your experience and what you do and how you're able to make them feel. And so these enhancements also should have that. There's value into the unique services you can provide within the treatment. Just don't give it away. I see a lot of therapists where they have one price for their standard treatment, and with that they include cupping and they include stones and they give away the world. They give away all the stuff with their treatment, and you want to take care of your customers, but all that comes at a cost to you. So if you're not putting these into buckets where there's an opportunity to charge, you shouldn't give away cupping. Either they get a cupping massage, they get your standard massage, or they get a massage with cupping added. Or stones, same thing. There should be a standard price for your regular massage and an elevated price for stones, because it takes more technique to do that, or add an enhancement with it. So all these things really do have a value, and you should value yourself to know that you deserve to get paid for what you're doing and what you're bringing to the world.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
your customers. Yeah.
So again, massage therapists, stop trying to book more clients. Start to incorporate add-ons and enhancements into your menu so that you can extend your careers and extend your profitability. Have a great day.